5 proofs that show Admirals are weaker than Yonko. Admirals certainly possess enough might to fight against the Yonko. However, when it comes to defeating them, the Admirals don't have enough credit in the bank. In fact, there are several instances in the story that quite clearly prove that the Admirals are weaker than the Yonko. Number 5. Akainu Versus Whitebeard. One of the very first instances that showcased the difference in strength between an Admiral and a Yonko came during the Paramount War saga. In this war, Whitebeard and his commanders fought against the 3 Admirals, along with many other powerful fighters that were present in the Marine HQ. Akainu specifically fought against Whitebeard, and much to his credit, he did deliver some powerful blows on the Yonko. However, Akainu still ended up losing this battle against Whitebeard. Even though Whitebeard was incredibly old and his strength had waned, Akainu could not defeat him. Furthermore, Whitebeard's health was worsening as the battle continued. He had already received some very dangerous wounds, and what's worse is that he couldn't even tap into the power of his conqueror's haki. Despite all that, Whitebeard managed to defeat Akainu with a fraction of his true strength. Akainu was the strongest of the Admirals and someone worthy of becoming the fleet admiral at this point in the story yet. He could not defeat a dying and injured Whitebeard. Number 4. Cross-Guild Bounties. The Cross-Guild recently placed bounties on the heads of the Marines. Of course, among them are the Marine Admirals as well. It was recently revealed that each Marine Admiral has a bounty of 3 crowns on his head. A single crown equates to 1 billion berries in terms of bounty, and that means every single Marine Admiral has a 3 billion bounty. This is not all that high when compared to the Yonko. Of course, Luffy and Buggy have comparable rewards. However, for others, such as Blackbeard and Shanks, this reward isn't all that comparable. Blackbeard has a bounty of 3.996 billion berries, while Shanks has a bounty of 4.489 billion berries. These rewards are far higher, and if one takes into consideration the former Yonko, such as Big Mom and Kaido, as their rewards were even higher at 4.388 billion berries and 4.611 billion berries respectively. While bounties are not necessarily an indication of strength alone, they do hold a lot of weight, and the fact that the Admirals don't have a bounty close to the Yonko is damning evidence that they don't possess similar levels of strength. Number 3. Green Bull was scared of Kaido. Quite easily, one of the best proofs that show the Admirals are weaker than the Yonko came from an Admiral himself. When Green Bull invaded Wano, he made it quite clear that he would never have done so if Kaido was still present in the country. According to him, Kaido was a deterrent that kept bigger foes away. Now that Kaido was gone, he was willing to test his luck against the samurai of Wano. However, if Kaido had been there, Green Bull would never have been stupid enough to go to the country and try to fight against them. This in itself proves that the Admirals don't have what it takes to defeat the Yonko. Number 2. Luffy defeated Kizaru. The Yonko have fought against the Admirals on many occasions in the story already. Most recently, Luffy, who is one of the new emperors, ended up fighting against Kizaru on Egget Island. During this fight, Luffy managed to hold his own and, by the end of it, overpower Kizaru. Clearly, Kizaru was avoiding the fight against Luffy for the entirety of it, and his goal was to get to Vegapunk and assassinate him. Despite trying to get away, he was not able to prevent Luffy from knocking him down. Luffy hit him with a powerful technique called White Star Gun, which isn't even his strongest attack. Yet, this attack was strong enough to knock Kizaru down to a point where he couldn't even get up after a few minutes had passed. Of course, Luffy himself was knocked out of Gear 5. However, fans should remember that he hasn't fully mastered this power just yet. Furthermore, just the night before, Luffy wasted quite a lot of energy while fighting against Lucci in Gear 5. To make things worse, after the fight against Lucci concluded, Luffy was then fighting against a Seraphim. Essentially, Luffy was already tired when the fight against Kizaru began, while the Marine Admiral was fresh. Number 1. Green Bull was scared of Shanks. Another major proof that shows the Admirals are weaker than the Yonko came during the confrontation between Shanks and Green Bull. When Green Bull attacked Wano, he was stopped by none other than Shanks. Even though Shanks was miles away from Green Bull, he simply stood on the deck of his ship and launched a powerful wave of haki. Shanks could make his conqueror's haki travel miles and hit Green Bull. This haki was so strong that it paralyzed Green Bull completely and prevented him from progressing any further. In fact, the moment Green Bull sensed that Shanks was nearby, he was so scared that he immediately pulled back and made it clear to the Yonko that he was not looking for a fight and that he would leave the country alone. This is massive proof that the Yonko and the Admirals cannot be compared. So, what's your opinion on this? Tell me in the comment section. And thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing my channel for more awesome videos.